like, oh, it's what do you call it, idle clicker. It's like the first idle clicker, Diablo, and it's not really idle. It's just a clicker. I get the vibe, but I'm not. What's it? I'm not into men moaning into my ears. I thought it was a lady, like, kind of like howling, honestly. But yeah, apparently the soundtrack on its own absolutely, allegedly slaps, but I don't get anything out of it, because even if I turn back to this, you just get more of like the windy kind of sounding music. You don't get the fucking screaming vocals. At least I don't remember the screaming vocals through all the harem stuff. It just feels out of place since really nowhere else that I'm aware of does that kind of thing. This area should actually have a lot of mages in it now that I think about it. Hi, I see you two peeking. Motherfuckers. Somebody's hitting her cold, horror mages. It's fine. I'm not a huge fan of the labyrinth in here. It's very hard to clear this place out because, yeah, it's a woman singing. Yeah, anyway. It's hard to clear this place out because things go into separate rooms. You got to figure out which rooms go into what rooms, how to move around, kind of thing. I call it bullshit to like get through here. I hate it. And then these guys hit you really fucking hard. These dune beasts, if they actually hit you. There's also ogres down here. The ogres are fine. I got no problem with them. But if they hit you, they stun you, and that is an absolutely motherfucking wreck move. It's really bad. Like, if you get stunned a few times, you can get stunned and then die, you know, so, yeah. The archers, though, they're not even that much of an issue. To be fair, I do feel like I'm, like, probably, there's the next area down. I feel like I'm a level higher than I should be, but I'm not. I've worked for this fucking level, so it's fine. This room down here, I can't get into it yet. There is something up there. Oh, hello. There is a lot of something in that room. What are these guys? I gotta admit, these guys aren't too bad so far because they're immune to cold and I do fire damage, so I'm actually doing like okay damage. I love areas where I can actually do really good damage. But, oh my god. Stop hitting me, mate. My only problem with this area is I do think that I normally have to come back up a few times. Not because I'm out of shit, but usually because I need to sell shit. Mate. Can you not? Yeah, you guys play with that group. Eliza's good where she is. I'll get rid of the mage that's attacking her. Right. Yeah. You lot. I know somebody just hit me then and they shouldn't have been able to hit me. This is fine. I kind of want to absolutely rip through here because it's my least favorite place in Act 2. Oh yeah, for like the first hour of stream, I kept calling this Act 3 and I had to relabel my stream like right as I got raided. I'm like, oh, hold on a second. I've been calling this wrong. I promoted this wrong everywhere. I mentioned this on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on YouTube, in Discord, and I forgot to do Twitch story tonight, but I figured fuck it, I didn't need to. But I did put it on my Twitch story so like last week or so, and I kept calling it Act 3, and I'm like, something about that felt off, but I couldn't put what was wrong. And then I'm like, okay. Guessing a lot of people probably coming in and being really confused about why I'm doing Act 2 in like Act 3 labeled. It probably made sense. Oh, hello. There's a couple of you guys in here. Fuck off, mate. Clear the thing. Clear the thing. No, fuck off. That's it, right? Got called into work at please get here within the hour notice. Worked and then ran to a cafe for a meetup for another 4 hours of work designing 3D model classes. Whoa. That's rough. But you're home eating and stuff now, right? You're like resting and stuff. Because this is nighttime for you, isn't it? Yeah, this would be late evening and stuff. I'm pretty sure like 9 a.m. for me is, I think, your 1 a.m. I think. Because right now it's almost 7 a.m. on the dot. Almost. Right? So yeah, I think it must be around about... Yeah, it's 10 p.m. I got a breather and ate something. Oh man. Didn't you manage to get anything at the cafe, or was it just not feasible at the time? That's totally understandable if it wasn't feasible to get something at the cafe. But I guess you can't really do anything if you know, don't have an opportunity to like prepare in a way to take some food with you for the day. Like if you're not ready to get your ass like ASAP to work and stuff, like it may not necessarily work keeping your food and stuff, you know, depending on how it's stored or what temperatures and stuff it needs to be stored or whatever. But yeah, I had a funny situation with Nick forgetting that I was doing the 15-hour stream today, a couple of days ago, because I'd asked for like energy drinks, but then I realized that I didn't really confirm if he had prepared food last night or not for himself. And I'm like, there's a very good chance that he probably doesn't have something pre-made that he can just warm up to eat. And I'm like, it'd be better off for him to be able to get something on the way home, which is why he's got like the fish and chips and I've got fish for later and stuff. But yeah, that could have been kind of disastrous partway through stream because Nick probably wouldn't have had anything for dinner. He probably would have had to have sorted something out. Would have been very inconvenient, you know. Good for cafe food. I have a croissant with salami, but you can't eat food at the cafe that's not from the cafe. Yeah, I kind of figured that that might be the case. That's why I said it's totally okay if it's not feasible to get something at the cafe. Because, yeah, I fully understand that, you know. Just because the cafe has food and you're at that cafe doesn't necessarily mean that you can afford whatever the prices are or see, like, fit value in, like, the prices of the food as they are and stuff. No, I totally get it. Like, there's some places, especially in, like, town, I would not pay like 10, 20 bucks for something. And yeah, a lot of cafes are kind of stingy like that. I don't know if they're as stingy here in Australia, because to be fair, I don't really eat in cafes. Like if I'm going to a cafe, I generally am eating something there. Like I've gone to it with the purpose to either get a coffee or something, right? But yeah, generally speaking, cafes aren't cheap. There's a lot of places here that are called cafes, but they're more like a restaurant. And then there's actual like cafes where you get like coffee and you might get like some kind of like behind the counter kind of food type thing, like in a cabinet kind of food sort of thing, something prepared. I gotta admit though, we got a bakery in this area that's got like some pretty fucking good chicken rolls, like chicken salad rolls and stuff. Because obviously like I've been able to eat like some foods and stuff again, and like chicken's still a bit of an issue for me, but I had missed out on being able to have like a chicken salad roll because it was something that I used to get when I was at school, and I can't make one that tastes like these things, right? And this cafe near us makes one that smells like them, and I'm like, every time Nick ate one, I was like, man, that smells just like the ones I used to get at school. It smells so nostalgic. I'd love to try it. And anyway, I got to try it, and yes, it tasted exactly like the ones I get from school. I don't know what they do with it. I don't know what they fucking make it with, but it tastes and smells exactly the same. Obviously, I still ended up getting sick and not feeling well, but it was nice to be able to eat it, you know. The bakery isn't that expensive, so it's okay. It's not like it's cheap, but it's not like it's super expensive, not the same as other stuff. I have to work 45 minutes at my job to earn enough for one coffee. Oof. That's, oh, hello, I need a new Valkyrie. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, that sucks. Like, to be fair, let's get out of this room. I'm not up with the current prices of coffee, but I have heard that shit's got more expensive. But, yeah, I don't know, and it depending on jobs and stuff like that, totally fair. Some of this shit's not cheap nowadays. I don't really like that you guys are attacking her. Can I put you over here? We can deal with this one on our own, I'm pretty sure. Eliza and I can... More, maybe? Fucking hell, maybe not. No, we did it. No. Fucking hell, I need health. I need health so bad. I gotta admit, I hate the cymbals crashing in that fucking area. The music where it's like banging and clanging, I don't get anything out of that.
Hello.
It's just a migraine waiting to happen.
It is an honor to serve you.
Not so hard to get any type of nostalgic food, like ever. Yeah, but then again, like, because like a lot of the stuff that I couldn't eat with my Crohn's was a lot of like normal people food, kind of thing. Like, even just like a meat pie is nostalgic for me as well. Because, like, that was something that I really missed when I couldn't eat, like, regular meat and stuff. And I was like, oh man, one of the things that I really miss that I wish I could have is a meat pie, because vegetarian pies don't do imitation meat pies well. It's fine if you're like fully vegetarian and or vegan, and they taste just fine, right? If you're not like wanting to eat the meaty taste kind of thing, you can get a nice meaty mushroom sort of pie. But a mushroom pie to me is different than a meat pie, because I've enjoyed meat pies and stuff. And so whenever I've had a mock meat pie, it just doesn't taste the same. It's something to do with the gravy. Not the contents, it's the gravy that's in it. And they never get it right in vegetarian ones, probably because it's normally from like a gelatinous thing, or like a gelatin kind of thing. And you can't really use that in like a vegetarian vegan pie, generally speaking. Depends on what type it is. But yeah, getting a nice meat pie was very comforting when I finally got one of those. Again, first time I had it, I obviously got sick. Every time I first time have these things, I get sick. But it was fine. It was fine in the long run. That's all that mattered. I'm gonna put a fresh one at those portals there, because I don't trust this bullshit room. I don't know where you just came from, mate. But yeah, absolute holy crap. I've eaten meat pie once in my life. They're not really even offered at a restaurant. Yeah, I know meat pies are more of an Australian thing. I'm well aware that like overseas they're not even common. It was probably one of the most curious things for me to learn initially. Like, even before I started streaming, I learnt about this, that apparently like meat pies are just not an international thing. And I don't know if I can stand behind this guy or not. But yeah, here they're so normal. Like, I saw Guga Foods try to make a meat pie, and I do not know who the fuck told him to put sugar on his pie, but that was the most affront to fucking nature I have seen in recent years, personally. Why can't I get one in there? There we go. Yeah, anyway, so somebody fucking convinced Guga Foods to put sugar, like powdered sugar on it, as if it was a fucking dessert. I don't even know if he ate it hot. I'm assuming he didn't eat it hot. I was so outraged at the whole thing. Basically, every single fucking Australian that watched that bullshit was probably outraged. Because, yeah, if you've got a meat pie, depending on the person, you have it with tomato sauce. Generally speaking, you have a meat pie with tomato sauce. You have a hot meat pie, and then, depending on your taste, you can put sauce on top of the pie, and then you can put sauce inside the pie and eat the meat with the sauce. And then if you're really that extra fucking level of connoisseur, once the meat is eaten out of the pie, you can then add even more tomato sauce and then just eat the casing of the pie with tomato sauce. Personally, that's how I eat my meat pies. I said like it's an extra level of connoisseur. I don't want to sound like I'm fancy. But anywho, yeah, generally speaking, most people would slap some sauce on the top of it, take a big bite out of it and just fucking eat it. Like, scald their mouth immediately, burn the roof of their mouth, do that whole like little hot mouth dance thing that you do when something's too hot, and then proceed to do it all over again in the very next bite a second later without even thinking. And that's how you eat a fucking meat pie. But yeah, I don't know who convinced him. And the thing is, the meat pie that he made it with the most fucking bougie crust. And I'm like, that's not a pie crust. That's like some kind of fancy, like, quiche crust kind of thing. That's a different creature altogether. He did not eat a meat pie. I hope he redoes that in the future and actually, like, either comes to Australia and actually tries a fucking meat pie to understand how far off the bat he was. I understand he's making his take on it and stuff, but, like, he was pretty adamant that some Australian had told him this legitimately. And, like, I know us Australians are pretty great for, like, bullshitting people into, like trolling and stuff. But I'm like, somebody did all of Australia dirty with that one on Guga. Realistically. Let me get a new Valkyrie in there. But yeah, essentially, so you can have multiple kinds of meat pies. Obviously, you can have all kinds of fillings. You can have like mince, like beef mince. You can have lamb mince. You can have chicken mince, stuff like that. Beef mince is kind of your most popular with gravy inside of it. It's like a beef gravy type thing. I need a little bit more health than that. You can get steak and kidney. You can get steak and mushroom. Steak and mushroom is really nice. I like steak and mushroom. Steak is different to beef. Steak is more chunky meat. It's kind of nicer. It's more like a casserole and a pie. You can get ones that are called Ned Kelly's, and they have an egg and bacon and I think cheese in and on it. Obviously there's the topping, so if you want to get yourself a plain beef mince pie, you probably either want to have some thick fucking bakery pie gravy, which is like this like thick, like doesn't run, it globs fucking gravy. That is amazing. And or some people like fucking mashed potatoes on it, or mushy peas plus said gravy and crap like that. I prefer just the gravy if I can get it. I haven't actually got a pie yet, again, with gravy, because the place up the road near me does not sell it. It doesn't sell the gravy. It does sell all the variant pies and stuff though. I like curry pies the most. So you can get like this, what do you call it? I don't know, it's like a curry powder pie, I guess, like that. It's probably like an Indian curry kind of thing. Or like mock kind of yellow turmeric-y looking shit. But it tastes pretty nice. It does leave like a coating film on the entire side of the inside of your mouth. So, you know, you kind of get used to that. The curry I heard, hairy. Yeah, no, the hair will leave a film on the inside of your mouth. Oh, but that's not something you should be saying or thinking about when you're eating. But yeah, no, I don't like me a hairy pie, mate. I like me a curry pie. Fuck me dead. Alright. Oh my god. The fuck else was I gonna say to that? Oh yeah, there's dinner pies and shit. So I've already finished eating, thankfully. You better have finished eating, because like it just sounds like I'm eating like, you know how cake is generally referenced towards asses these days? Like, you're making it sound like pie is something sus. Since apparently, allegedly, you heard that I like a hairy pie or something like that. I can only imagine where that's going to go on the internet. But, there's dinner pies and stuff too, which a dinner pie is supposed to feed 4 people. In most cases these days, they're so fucking tiny. They barely feed like half a pie each for 2 people, something like that. But, yeah. Dinner pies are just basically like a dinner plate size pie. That's really all it is. It's a dinner plate size pie. And it's the same shit as like the basic mince pie. But yeah. I know, that with a heap of dark gravy is really nice. Oh man, that hit me pretty fucking hard. I could really fucking go for a curry pie now. You got me wanting pies. I don't even think the bakery's open at this hour. But for names like Toad and Hole and Wheat Germ, I wouldn't be too surprised if Hairy Pie... Too surprised with a Hairy Pie. That sounds sus as fuck now that I think about it. I fucking told you it sounds sus as fuck, right? It sounds like it's something dirtier than it should be, right? It's actually... You know what? I'm not going to go into the finer details. But... You know how there is a cartoonish type of pie that we all know about that usually gets slapped in the face of clowns, and it also is a reference for something really, really dirty sus? So a hairy pie is probably just a variation of that. Yeah, I'm trying to be good about it because I don't want to get slapped by some fucking 18 plus shit when my video goes to YouTube. Because I just imagine that would be the conversation. But like, oh come on. Come on, it's pretty obvious that that's what that is. Now it makes it even worse when I said that I really want a curry pie. I love a curry pie or something like that. Now, like, of its, like, hearing it's like, apparently I love a hairy pie. Fucking sus. This is gonna be some fucking This is gonna be some weird fucking YouTube video. Not my video, I'm saying somebody else is gonna make this weird. Where did that drop? I heard a jewel or something drop, and I think it's in the next room over. I mean, I'm laughing as fuck, but no. Well, started it. We had something like this earlier with Jay Lee in here. I can't remember what the fuck we started, but it was something about, I was doing, Diablo 2 sound effects. You know, where you pick up potions. Like that. And I'd purposely like been particularly quiet so everybody can like turn it up and just enjoy the sound effects and stuff. And somebody said something, and then Jaylee said something, and then I don't remember what specifically was said, but it got sus really fast. Something about seepage. I remember there was seepage involved. That's all I remember. Is we had a conversation, something to do with like every adult has seepage or something. I think you can get the gist of what the fuck was going on. Yeah, anyway, it was wild. It was one of those things where everybody that hasn't heard me being a little sus was a little bit surprised by the whole conversation. It was like a shocked Pikachu moment. It's great. This room is pretty fucking cursed. Like, God, yeah, that sentence is enough to give me context. I figured, right? Give me these two. Let me the fuck back out of this room because holy hell. Yeah. I don't know what hour that was in. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know. I don't think I took a break around then either, so I don't have any like markers. It's somewhere in the abyss of the last 13 and a half hours. Who knows? I probably should have marked it. I did mark a couple of times when I took ad breaks and stuff, like when I fucked off to take a break and eat and stuff. But I probably should have marked those up. That was my neck, if anybody heard the crunch. Because my microphone's above my head now, so you guys can hear more neck ambience, I guess. That's the thing. That and... I don't know. I haven't hit my head on it yet since I first set it up. I don't have mana. You're right. That's the best I could do. Oi! Oi! Fuck off. I'm gonna have to go back up soon. There's some health. It's not mana. Do I have space in? Yes, I do. Take that. Give me this. Nope, do not walk in that room, they'll be dead. We could probably get rid of this guy. I can't take on two of them. Yeah, no, we gotta go back. Holy hell. I need that. Let's take a second there to stretch.
Stay a while and listen.
I'm really happy that the, Lord Viper Temple was not as bad, realistically. Basically, like, my biggest concern tonight was that we were going to have a repeat of, like, last week, right? By the way, I've still got, like, 2 more hours. But, last week, I basically just walked into an area and died repeatedly for 2 hours. That's essentially what happened, 100%. And, it hasn't been like that tonight, which is nice. Funny enough, all the sus topics got brought up once you were at the Diablo 2 harem long. Not all of the sus conversations. Not all of them. Some of them were earlier. I'm sure a couple of them probably made a few people around here blush. But, yeah. No, it doesn't surprise me. Getting into harem and stuff. Do I have anything in my cube? No. Yeah, I don't know. Going into the harem, I mostly try to, like, I don't know, power through it. Say I don't like it. It's not like I specifically actively hate it, I just don't like the area. I would rather be in any other area because when you actually listen to the music in this, and I know a lot of people this is like their favorite jam and stuff, it just sounds like somebody screaming and clanging cymbals. And I know that is a genre of music, but it is not a genre of music that I like hearing when my headset starts hurting on my head. Especially as somebody that gets migraines, it just sure as shit isn't something that's pleasant. Come back here, mate. I know you ain't dead yet. These guys all being immune to fire is slowing me the hell down. Although, to be fair, if they weren't immune to fire and I was powering through here too fast, it would lull me into a false sense of security and then I'd probably end up dying later anyway. Let me just put that there and swap that over. But yeah, the biggest thing is I can't believe that I've fucking spent a couple of 5 million trying to get a bow, and I never got a bow. Mate, fuck off. There we go. This like mage is sitting here hitting me, and I'm doing Frost Nova because of it, because obviously when I'm struck I cast Frost Nova and stuff, but it's not helping me. Oh yeah, we had a thunderstorm earlier too, somewhere amongst this night. It was really weird because I'm like, oh, the sun rose a little bit and it was absolutely pissing it down raining outside. I'm like, huh, that's not quite what I was expecting. Oh man, can you guys fuck the hell off? Holy shit. Oh, Azula has realised the food has arrived. She's very excitedly yeeted from the room. But I'm getting like random cramps in the back of my other hand too. I was gonna say the hand that has to like hold down Alt and Shift and contort in a way to be able to also reach the 1, 2, 3 keys. I was waiting for it to kind of like have an issue, more so in the thumb section or the pinky section. So what I'll probably end up having later, I used to get this when I used to play Diablo a lot, is I'm gonna have a lot of problems uncurling my pinky finger, because that happens every so often. It gets stuck curled underneath my hand sideways from playing Diablo too much. Anybody that plays a lot of Diablo that has like an archer where you've got to kind of like hold down shift to stop yourself from moving knows what I'm fucking talking about. Also, when I used to play it a lot, I used to have a little tiny itty bitty callus on like where the knobbly bit of like the knuckle bone is, because I used to play it so much. Can you imagine getting a callus from your keyboard? Yeah, I had one. I had little tiny callus on the side of my pinky finger. I actually used to have a lot of hand calluses because of the weightlifting, to be fair. But like, yeah, that's one of those spots where you can't get that really from anything else. Yeah, I'm gonna start up in here. Oh, hello. Oh man, weather here is like, we have -5 Celsius snow. Winter finally came. They asked for how long? Let's see. Yeah, sorry buddy, tomorrow we have 10+3 Celsius on schedule. So basically you had winter for like a day, by the sounds of it, which honestly probably wasn't enough, because I know that you guys like your winter. But like, is it bad not having snow though? Apart from obviously being accustomed to having snow each year and stuff, is it less of an issue to have like not snow? Because I'm genuinely curious as somebody that doesn't get snow at all here. No, thanks for still lurking, Cabin. You sound like you're like pretty snug. Yeah, no, we don't get snow here. So I've always seen snow on like shows and movies as what seems to be like an annoying nuisance. Like there's stuff that you have to do to keep it from destroying your house. It interferes with moving around. It interferes with maneuvering cars, transit, all sorts of stuff. I always thought that snowing was like something that, while pretty and obviously cozy, I kind of thought it was always just kind of like a bit of annoyance for the people that have to deal with it. Especially when you've got to like, obviously not you in an apartment and stuff, but like when you have like, you know, the whole driveway shoveling and the getting snow off your roof and all that crap, I kind of thought that that would be kind of like an annoying mandatory thing that you have to do. Like it kind of, I guess, forces you to be outdoorsy or paid for somebody outdoorsy to do it. Because I was watching a video the other day, I don't know where in the world, but it showed somebody was watching snow slowly falling off the roof, and it was like this giant fucking iceberg of snow. And everybody in the comments was like, oh my god, you're lucky your roof didn't collapse, blah blah blah, about like this whole situation. I'm like, I have heard of that, but I'm like, I'm generally pretty lazy about outdoor stuff. I don't think I'd have it in me to go out and deal with like snow on a car every day, or deal with like driveways and roofs and bullshit. I would probably just not do it and then have like a roof collapse or have a car fucking implode or something. I don't know. Whatever happens to those things. Snow is wide and beautiful. Without it, the trees are just dead, and pavement is wet, muddy, and dark, and the outside is just depressing. Yeah, I can see that. But like, doesn't, like when it's snowing and shit, don't you get like, obviously you gotta like do layers and stuff, but snow is wet even though it's snow. I don't know where Eliza is. Oh, she's stuck in the next room over. So when it snows and stuff, like it was a long time before I knew that snow is actually just like really fucking cold rain. Logically, yes, that's what it is, but I didn't consider the fact that when it lands on you, it melts, and therefore you get cold wet, right? So I always just assume that snow lands on you and you just brush it off and it's kind of like sand or something, because logically it's a solid, right? So then, like, the shit soaks into your clothes and you get cold and wet, and then, like, you can get sick, or like, your clothes get soaked, and then that's problematic if you gotta go and work inside or visit somebody and stuff. Like, shoes and socks and jackets and stuff can get soaked. I don't even have leaves to add color, it just looks like dark shit. Yeah, I can see how that shit would be pretty fucking depressing outside. Like, we don't really have that. Like, where I am, we don't... autumn doesn't shed any trees or any, doesn't shed any leaves or anything. So, there's no point in time where we don't have some amount